everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Whitney, and today I'm coming at you guys with a video from here I'm coming with you guys with another advice video from my segment called A Writer's Scope. So A Writer's Scope is a segment here on my channel where you send to my email whatever advice you need, whatever problems you are going through, and I will keep everyone anonymous, and I would give my advice to hopefully give you a third party's perspective on what you're going through. It's very simple. Send whatever it is that you need to my email and I will make a video pertaining to that email. Now, if you're new to my channel, then you know that I may sound different. So I just want to give a disclaimer. This person sent an email and I haven't gotten a Writer's Scope email in a minute, and so I basically wanted to hurry up and film this video and be able to, get the advice out. However, I've been going through a cold, and so I was waiting for the cold to surpass, but then my cold turned into bronchitis. I used to get bronchitis a lot as a kid, so typically whenever I get sick, it usually forms into some form of bronchitis. It's very acute. It's not serious at all, but that's what I'm going through at the moment. I'm negative for what's been going on, so it's not that concerned. So I didn't want to wait anymore, so I wanted to be able to get this video out. So if you see a lot of jump cuts where like I'm talking and I may go like this, like that's why, because I'm about to have like a coughing fit or I'm coughing or something like that. That's what I basically wanted to tell you guys, because I just didn't want to wait too long, because I don't know how long this sickness is gonna last, and I just don't want to wait, basically. So I want to be able to give you this advice. So the title that this person titled their email, but basically what they subtitled their email was Healthy Friendships and Relationships. Hi Whitney, I hope this email finds you well. I was hoping to throw something your way for your Writer's Scope. I'm with someone who feels that it's too much to get into a relationship right now and risk more heartbreak, but having sex and being friends with benefits was just fine with them. I felt played, to be honest, but I'm almost over it now. I should have set a firm boundary there, but couldn't control myself. I've always been much more reserved sexually, so that really upset me in the past. I can't help but think sometimes I may not understand what I need or what a healthy relationship is supposed to be like, or even friendships. Since I didn't have anything close to a model of that growing up, this whole experience has made me question myself. Is it worth it or right? Having to be a people pleaser to survive my childhood has surely, Having to be a people pleaser to survive my childhood has surely skewed my expectations of what a relationship is and how to find what's right for me, because I can settle often and easily. I want true, wholesome, lasting connections so badly. Could I be in my own way? I wish that I had a close group of friends, but it's really hard to make those connections because I'm so reserved and keep to myself. So one thing I want to say to you, first off, what I get off of this email is that, one, there's nothing wrong with you, okay? I'm like this as well. Now, I want to give you somewhat of a small example because I don't want to take up too much of your time, right? So for me, I'm reserved as well. Like when people first meet me, I'm not like my 100% self. And I don't know if anybody is truly like that, but like, for example, I worked at a restaurant for 4 years and it took me 7 months to get used to everybody because I just watched everyone. And I watched everyone. I was quiet. I mind my business. And then eventually I started coming out of my shell because I started realizing who I can trust and who I couldn't trust. And so basically, you being reserved is not a problem. And it's not getting in the way of you making long-lasting relationships or even friendships. My question to you is, my question to you is, or would be, are you putting yourself in situations so that you can meet friends, right? Right now, we got a little bit of an obstacle, so you may need to like wait or just even like build the friendships that you have now. But the only way that I could see you being in your own way is if you don't put yourself out of your comfort zone. When we're comfortable, we're not growing. And so I learned that you just pretty much with everything, right? Like going through school, if I was comfortable throughout school, was I really growing in my path and in my education? No, I had to learn new things. Statistics is not a comfortable course to go through, but guess what? I got an A in it because I forced myself to learn the material to do well because I genuinely wanted to do well. You genuinely want to make friends and long-lasting connections and friendships and relationships and all that. So you have to put yourself in a situation where there is a social social gathering, but you may need to wait a little bit on that. You feel what I'm saying? I also see how you may be getting in your own way when you're being a people pleaser, right? So one of my friends comes off as doing too much because they are a people pleaser, and because he is like that, he gets a negative connotation with who he is. Like, people basically say like, oh, he does too much, or oh, he's just, ready to wife somebody up, like things like that. Like, you couldn't get rid of him because he does too much. And this, like, because I know him personally and he is my friend, I personally know that no, he doesn't necessarily, he won't, how do I say this? He's not what you're thinking. He just wants to make people happy. And so one thing that I want to advise you on is to be careful with that, because are you making yourself happy? Why are you going out and making everyone else happy and not yourself? Because here, what I'm reading is that you're not happy with your current relationships. Whether or not we like to believe it, a friendship is a relationship that has to grow from somewhere, as well as a relationship, it grows from somewhere. So what is it that you're not happy with? You know what I'm saying? And why are you trying to please other people but not trying to make yourself happy first? So I think the first step that you need to do is find what makes you happy and go for that before you try to make somebody else happy. And I think that this is kind of like a conflicting passage email, because it's like, I want you to go and find what truly makes you happy, because the only way you're going to do that is, one, with experience, and two, with time. Because I feel like I just learned that lesson. Like, I am 24 years old, right? And even though I'm still young, I still have a lot of time on my hands. It took a lot of relationships for me to, I don't want to say a lot of relationships, but it took enough serious relationships for me to know my worth, for me to understand who I am and what I will and will not tolerate. And maybe that's something you need to experience, but I don't want you to experience multiple heartbreaks in order for you to get that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, first of all, is like you said, you need to create boundaries. You need to teach people how to treat you, because if I was you in that position, I would feel the same way. I'd be like, wait, that's not what I signed up for. Like, it's you just switched up on me. You know what I'm saying? And when people switch up on you, it kind of puts you back, like, that's not what I signed up for, buddy. But your feelings don't necessarily go away just because they switched up. Your feelings are still there because you intended for something, and just because they deviated doesn't mean that everything is just going to evaporate. No, you have to heal from that. So my question to you also is, have you healed from that? Because I know that person switched up on you and they probably didn't mean to do it, and we're probably happy that they did it a lot earlier than later, right? But just like they need to find themselves, they need to understand what they want. Just like they need to find themselves and understand what they want, you have to find yourself and understand what you want as well. What's crazy about this person that you're with is, I don't think you guys should be together unless you're willing to come to like an agreement on the relationship itself. Like, how are you going to define your guys' combined selves? You know what I'm saying? Because you want a relationship, they don't. And so this is kind of crazy to me because, okay, so I should say, like, I came here literally in my pajamas because I really wanted to get this video out for you. And you guys know I don't come up here in like my Muses shirt and I have freaking, well, yeah, I do. I always have this type of bottom on. I always have my anime, you can't see it, but I always have it on, and then I have a cute shirt on top. So I just want to say that this topic is really important to me because it's like, ooh, you and I, ooh, like, it's irritating. But the thing is like, I want to be able to tell you what's been helping me out throughout my turmoils with relationships, I guess, because this person that you're with, like, is literally what I feel like at the moment. Like, it's like, what's the point of a freaking relationship if you're just gonna break my heart? Like, what is the point? So like, my thing is like, I went down a different route, but they are just like, I just want to have sex because I like it, so let's just do that. Let's be friends and let's have sex because best of both worlds, right? But that only works if both of you guys have the same goals, right? If both of you guys want that. So don't fault yourself for falling into temptation, because literally you built up feelings And then now you're like, okay, but what do I do with them now though? Because I'm not trying to be your friend. You understand? Like, I didn't ask to be your friend, but here we are. I like that you're very aware of what you should have done, because it's going to teach you for the things that you're going to do in the future, right? The people that you're going to have relationships with in the future. So first of all, I like that you're like, you're very honest with how you feel. I don't want you to feel played in a sense, because I mean, I would feel played as well. So I don't even know if I could tell you, you know, don't feel played, because they probably didn't even know what they wanted. But it's just like, then why'd you get in the relationship in the first place if you didn't know what you wanted? You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to grow as well. And so one of the few things that I tell myself to kind of keep going forward, even when like people do me wrong, or they're not forthcoming with me, or they constantly give me, I don't know, like when shit doesn't make sense, like this situation with that person, like getting involved with you and then being like, oh, let's be friends with benefits. Like, some of the things that really helps me throughout my day is like, okay, they're human too. They're figuring out themselves as well. And even if they know who they are and they're 1000% comfortable, we're all human. We all do things that's either self-sufficient or it's a mistake, whatever it may be. Not everybody moves with intention. Not everybody moves with action. You and I, we move with intention. And so when we find someone who doesn't move the way that we do, it's kind of like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, so that's one thing that I kind of want to hope alleviates the feeling of being played, because not everyone is going to think like you and I do. Not everyone is going to plan ahead. Not everyone's going to know what they want, you know, from the beginning, you know. And even if you didn't know like exactly what you wanted, you knew you didn't want that. So I can understand where you're coming from, but I hope that helps in some way alleviate the feeling of being played or betrayed in some way, shape, or form. Because at the end of the day, we're still all trying to figure it out, you know? And regardless of the age, we're all still trying to figure it out. So to close up this advice, I want to say finally that I understand that you may not have the best representation of what you would want in the future, and because of that, you are not even sure what you want, right? Like, you know that you want a functioning, healthy friendship and relationship. And so I believe that you are going to get that. However, I do think that not only does it take time, not only does it take experience, it also takes exposure. And so right now, I don't know if it's the best time to be meeting people. You might need to hold out a little bit, you know. And I don't even like telling you that, honestly, but you know, we can't really control what's been going on, but I do think that maybe you need to put yourself in different situations to where you can meet other people, so that way you can make different bonds, because you never know who's going to be there forever. So why just, you know, cut everybody off? I want you to be more comfortable with yourself. I want you to know who you are from the core. Be happy with you. Be healthy with the relationship you have with yourself, and then go find other people to grow with, because you can't expect growth from other people if you're not willing to grow yourself, right? Like, we can't expect a healthy relationship with someone else if you got all the toxic traits. You know what I'm saying? So I hope, and I'm not saying you're all toxic, that came off wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. So no, I don't think you're in your own way. I do think that, you know, if you don't put yourself out there, you could be potentially blocking further blessings. And I do think that overall, no, I don't think that you're, you know, being in your own way. It's okay to be reserved. It's okay to not give yourself to everybody. Why do you need to? If other people want to, that's their business. But why do you need to? You don't have to. So I hope that helps with everything that you mentioned in the email. I hope I, you know, really gave you something to look forward to. I hope I helped you in any way possible. I really hope that whatever I said today has put your situation in a different perspective. Maybe you'll, you know, think lighter of your situation, or maybe it'll help you move forward. Please send me another update video. I would love to talk and chat with you. Another thing is that I don't want you to beat yourself up over, you know, your particular situation. You do have a choice in this matter, and you do have the power to move, whether that is with that person or not. So thank you for writing me today. I really enjoyed giving you advice, and I really enjoyed reading your email. Don't forget, guys, my email will pop up on the screen. If you have anything going on in your life, don't forget to send it to my email and I will give you my best advice possible. The point is so I can give you a third party's perspective who is not involved in anything that you're going through, so that way I can give you the best advice possible. It's any topic. We can talk about life, law, we can talk about relationships, we can talk about boys, we can talk about girls, we can talk about careers, we can talk about anything. Okay, guys, no topic is off limits. We can even talk about freaking bronchitis in this bitch. Okay, like we can do it. Let's build and let's grow together. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.